We are flexible, if nothing else.
Why is
Adaptable,
that not coming up?
versatile. Recording. I'm going to just go for it, Gwen, as you bring it up. Good morning. Happy day, everyone. Join me for singing One People. We are one people, one strong heartbeat, just one spirit shining bright within us all. We are part of one another, born to love each other. When it's all said and done, we are one. Let's try it again. We are one people, one strong heartbeat, just one spirit shines bright within us all. We are part of one another, born to love each other. When it's all said and done, we are one. When it's all said and done, we are one. Well, should we do it again since it's there? Gwen, you got it. Way to go.
I don't know what I did wrong and I don't know what I did right. So here we are.
Okay. Well, let's clear the screen now, sister, and you can cue it for How Could Anyone for next time as we bring in this beautiful energy, this vibrancy of community of the who, what's, when, where, why, and hows. It is my excitement and joy to welcome our practitioner of the morning. Everyone, this is Michelle Taylor.
All right, so let's just close our eyes and go within to the place where we know beyond a shadow of a doubt that God is all there is. This is the truth of every single thing, the entire universe. This is it, God, the universe, spirit, Allah. It matters not what we call it. It just is. The very center, the very core, the very essence of every single thing. It is the who, what, why, where, and when. And because there is only one, then God is who I am and who each and every one of us is. This is who we are, this presence of God. At the cellular level, we are the wisdom, the power, the joy, and the celebration. Spirit. And so as we open this time together, we open this sacred space. We have come together because God has asked us, each of us, to be here. And so we say yes and open to this time, open to this wisdom, open to whatever is shared today, knowing that it is the voice of God, that still small voice out loud. What a wonderful opportunity to be here, to be in this space, to be with each other, knowing this is a time of remembering who we are, that we are this presence. Because as we go forward into our lives in the coming week, this is it. This is our call to be this presence of God in this moment and each of those moments that come before us. So grateful for this reminder, grateful for this truth, grateful for this unfolding. I simply say yes and release this word into the law, knowing it is done right here and right now because it's already done in God. It's done, and so it is.
It is so beautiful. Thank you, Michelle. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What an incredible treatment and to get us started for this fantastic Froggy Friday on this day. So we're going to start with the how, what, where, when, and why. You don't always have to do things in the expected order, right? So let's all pull it together and let's start with the when. Today, I want to talk about when you have positive thinking. So when you harness the word when you harness the power of positive thinking, I want you to know that it can have an incredible impact on your life. When you start thinking with clear intention and what is possible in your life, it actually can decrease the stress level in your life and make every moment that you're experiencing even better, even the challenging moments. And did you know that by thinking positive, simply thinking positive, that it helps you to be optimistic, even when the possibilities of everyone else around you is feeling miserable or sad or downtrodden. And as a result of being happier, you become less depressed, you become more satisfied. So I believe in positive thinking so much that I want to talk about it today, this morning, this evening, wherever you are. Now, it has been a really hard week. I have found for people this week in particular, as many of you know, I teach vocal, and I have 35 students coming through my studio every week. And in this entire week, there has been so much feelings of fear, so much feelings of concern, a lot of it related in our area where we are because of COVID and some changes that have happened, but people just really feeling heavy. You know what I'm saying? Can you relate?
Mhm.
Do you know what I'm talking about? And I know we're feeling it all over the world. But I want you to know that positive thinking can actually change your life. And I know that you have all heard about the benefits of positive thinking, this thing, positive thinking. And I literally, I'm preaching to the choir here. I know, I get it. I get it. I know. But why I chose this topic today is because I think we need to remember how to do it. So let's get down to the whens, the hows, the whats, the wheres, and the whys. When there is a lot of interference going on in the world, as I just mentioned, a lot of people feeling fear, a lot of people feeling disconnected, a lot of people feeling just lonely and worried. You know, when we're living with that when we're living with that interference in the world like we are today, and we're witnessing it and living it, we might lose sight of who and whose we really are, even though we feel that we should be doing something or thinking a certain way, because that might be challenging, right? So when that happens, I want to discuss with you how to train your mind to think positive. And in reality, it's more than thinking positive. Feeling positive is a key, but we know that it's a feeling when you embody that feeling of positivity, because thought plus feeling equals what? Manifestation. That's right. I know you all know, all my ministers, all my students in here, I know you know. So the question becomes then, how do I think positively in a times like this? And here's the thing. Some of us, and I know none of us here on this Zoom call, I'm sure, but some of us naturally go to negativity. Some of us naturally automatically go to instant doom. And I'm sure that you've been subjected to that person or people who are what I would call naysayers. You know what I'm talking about? We've all had them in our midst, right? Maybe you don't recognize them instantly, but when you recognize the negativity, you honestly react in a physical way. And they may even be family members. You love them, but after 5 minutes with them, they've sucked that energy right out of you. I always say, if you want to know how much you've grown spiritually, go hang out with your family. You'll find out how much you've grown. And if you still don't recognize them, they are the folks who feel like perhaps the world has wronged them, or they blame everyone else for their hardships. And if you still don't have someone in your life like that, that's incredible, and you don't recognize them. But here's another clue to identify them. You might find it challenging to interact with them because they feel like they know what's best for you. Now you know. When you walk into the room and you share your incredible, great news of your life, these folks might try to tear it down. Now you know who I'm talking about. All right. So when these people repeatedly drain everyone around them, how do we maintain that sense of positivity that I'm talking about and not getting stuck in their doom or gloom? And how do you act or react in a way to eliminate or not enforce their negativity? And by doing that, you might even help them out and give them the example of the happy life. So here's what I've come up with. I want you to be open to the possibility of strengthening your memory muscle for positive information. This is really important. I should have had it prepared, but I have papers that have stickies all over that remind me of positive sayings. And did you know that you might be able to increase your positivity just by memorizing a list of positive words? It's because when you force your brain or invite your brain to use positive words often and frequently and regularly, you make these words and their meaning more accessible to you, more connected to you, and it's more actively activated in your mind. So when you retrieve a word from your memory, positive ones, they will start coming to the top of your mind more frequently, more easily. You know what I'm talking about? So if you're not sure which words are positive, you got to ask yourself, does this feel good or does this feel bad? Because that's my meter for life. I got to tell you, good feels good, bad feels bad. And it works. Yes, Sherry, you can use it. It's yours to use, sister. Good feels good, bad feels bad. So if you're struggling, to feel positive during COVID, and I know, even if it's not affecting people on the same level, there are extraordinary hardships and conditions going on right now. But I invite you to try that strategy. If you try to develop your brain in a way that you can make other positive thinking strategies easier to implement, you're going to get into a routine. You're going to get into a habit. You know what I'm talking about? All right. So that's the how. Gwen, how easy is it for you to bring up the lyrics for the next song? How could anyone?
I'm positive I could do it.
Yes. There it is. There it is. Oh, how could anyone? So this is an incredible song that is just a beautiful song. If you've never heard it, just listen and receive. I'll see if I could sing it in a good key. How could anyone ever
tell you
you were anything
less than beautiful?
How could
How could
anyone
anyone ever tell you
you were
you were
less
less than
whole?
whole?
How
How
could
could anyone fail
fail
to notice
that your
that your
love
loving is a miracle?
how
How
deeply
deeply you're connected to my soul.
Reverend Claire, I can hear you loud and clear, and I just love it. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
For singing along. That's one of my most
I
favorite
love
songs.
that song.
Love it too. Thank you for loving it with me. Reverend Gwen,
It
you
always
could
reminds me of Reverend Dick.
Dr. Big Daddy, we used to call him. Yep. I sing that song, and he was a colleague of ours, one of my musical mentors, and he used to lead the choir at the Center for Spiritual Living Kelowna. You can clear that now, Gwen.
Oh.
So the how, what, where, when, and why. What helps you stay positive? Repetition, courage, the courage to do it, clarity, treatment, reaching out, asking for treatment, treating for yourself, meditation, focus, 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 surrounding yourself like we've done here today with like-minded and goal-oriented peeps. So then what is the outcome? Now, my friends, you have strengthened your mind's ability to work with positive information. And once your mind has built strong habits for positive words, you try to amplify these words by asking yourself to use positive information in new ways. You know what I mean? For example, you can memorize a positive word, and then you could set an alarm that reminds you to remember these words, even in reverse order an hour later. And you can leave them on the mirror, which I do. And I leave sticky notes all over for myself, little love notes everywhere to remind yourself. You could even, I recommend to some of my clients to do this. You could print positive words on little cutouts. Is this the right way? And I break them up. Is that backwards or is that the right way? It's the right, thank you, Michelle. So I divide the words. So happy, I have a little card, and then I have to go through a whole bunch of more cards to know that this is the ness, and I bring them together for the happiness. Or I do the joy filled, and I bring them together. So I've got a whole deck of cards that I made for myself, and I cut them out and I shuffle them up. And my brain then is searching through the positive information to find what it's looking for. It becomes instinctual that, you know, the happy goes with the ness, that the joy goes with the filled, and your positive memory recall, and it starts to make it easier when you're trying to think positive. Does that make sense? So what you're now doing is you're strengthening your brain's ability, your mind's ability to pay attention to the positive. Yes? So you want to start asking yourself, you want to be aware. Are you one of those people who notices just the bad stuff? Like when someone cuts you off in traffic, or your French fries come cold, and your food doesn't come the way you wanted it, or the mail got deposited to the wrong box or something. If you are the person who gets frustrated quickly like that, then you have likely trained your brain to focus on the negative. And your brain has gotten really good at it because it remembers, but it can be really challenging to undo this training. So instead, we must train our mind to be even better at focusing on the positive, to know what is yours to give, what is yours to share, what is yours to embrace in a positive way. Reverend Gwen, can you bring up the song, What Is Mine to Give? Is this a song that you guys know? It's written by Doug LeBeau. There it is. Oh, the next one. There it is. What is mine to give? What is mine to do? All I want is to share my life with you. So I stand here asking, what can I do? What is mine to give? I'll give it to you. What is mine to give? What is mine to do? All I want is to share myself with you. So I stand here asking, what can I do? What is mine to give? I give it to you. Thank you, Reverend.
One more time.
Okay, you go ahead. Do you know it?
What is mine to give? What is mine to do? All I want is to share my life with you. So I stand here asking, what can I do? What is mine to give? I'll give it to you. Ah, I love it.
Great singing, sister. Great singing. That's a beautiful song, right? Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you, Gwen. Thank you. So I want to get to the where. Where are you routinely focusing your attention? And where, my brothers and sisters, do you want to end up at the end of the day? Feeling positive or negative, or like I said earlier, downtrodden? Or do you want to feel uplifted and inspired? We have to condition ourselves to experience those random moments of positivity. So where in your life do you condition yourself for positivity? Have any of you ever heard of the study of Pavlov's dog? Well, if you haven't, here's a quick refresher. Pavlov had a dog, and Pavlov would ring a bell to tell his dog that it was almost feeding time. And like most dogs, Pavlov's dog would get really excited about when he was about to get fed, right? So he would drool all over the place. And what happened? Well, suddenly Pavlov's dog started getting excited just by the sound of the bell, even when the food wasn't present, even when it wasn't there. So eating food and the sound of the bell became linked in the dog's brain. Something as meaningless as the bell was now making his dog excited. So this effect is called classical conditioning. And it's the idea that when you get two things that stimulate you, and they are repeatedly paired up together, the response that the first was elicited, was brought on by the second, the food, is now brought on by the bell. Does that make sense? So that happens with us all the time without even realizing it. It's how we're living. And here's what I mean. Most of my memories of my favorite food, my mom's fried chicken and my mom's spaghetti and so much more, is from when I was a child. It's from when I was a child, because what likely happened is my positive feelings of being with family and that particular food got paired in my mind. And as a result, those warm, fuzzy feelings I think when I think about fried chicken and spaghetti is what I got really from spending time eating food with my family, even if my family is not currently present when I'm eating it. You know what I'm talking about? So although our environment is conditioning us to react in particular ways all the time, if you know what you're doing, you can use, if you train your mind to be aware, you can use that classical conditioning to boost our positivity. So we can do exactly what Pavlov did. You just repeatedly link all these challenging times that we're having, like the ringing of the bell for Pavlov, with the positive thoughts and feelings over and over again. And pretty soon these challenging things, these challenging thoughts, these fearful thoughts, these frightening thoughts will start to generate actually positivity automatically. That's classical training at work. So it can help you think positive, because when you're going through what we're all going through in life and we're feeling financial pressure, health pressure, work pressure, creativity pressure, all those things, if you replace the feeling of feeling negative with positivity, those little moments in your life are going to energize you and put you into a good space. Does that make sense? That makes sense? Okay, so let's quickly go over the how, what, where, when, and why. And now to that list, I'm going to add the who. The who is you. The who is your family. The who is your spiritual family. The who is the government. The who is your medical personnel and staff. The who are the customers who can't reach you for your business because it's shut down right now. The who is obvious right now. Each of us are feeling those pressures, those stresses, those hardships of the reality, and we're all part of it. But what's our part in it? So what is the new strategy, is the approach to coping, your approach to managing, accepting, being adaptable. I've said from the very beginning of COVID, life wants to live and humans are adaptable. You know, that's what the tumbling tumbleweed says when it appears dead, rolling down the street, the road, and it's spreading its seeds for life. Life wants to live. How will you incorporate these new tools that we've talked about? And I want you to know that your positive words, well, that's going to be the thing that you draw upon in your mind. That's going to be the thing that you go back to when you're feeling negative or cut off in traffic or less than, or just in a hard place. Go back to those positive words several times a day. And the where? Well, the where is right in your mind. We've got to start spreading that positivity everywhere we can possibly share it. Place it where there's no hope. Place it where there's an abundance of fear and put it right smack dab in the middle of our challenges. That's where we need to put it. Where are you going to put it in your life today? Where are you going to share it today? Now, the when is right now. Do not hesitate to put your joy off. Do not hesitate to bury that fear. Do not hesitate to control that sense of lack, of hurt, of fear. I'll say it again because fear is at the forefront of everybody that's come through my home, my studio this week. And why? Look around our little Zoom room right now. Each square, we are the leaders in this teaching, not just because we're ministers. I want you to put your hand on your own heart because you are a teacher and a leader in this teaching. Each of us, simply because you are here, simply because you're here. And it is ours to grow. It is ours to share this incredible tool of giving, of living. This Science of Mind teaching reminds us that everything is possible. And the how, so I've just spent the last 20 minutes talking to you about the how in this whole discussion. My next suggestion would be how much? How much? Positivity is our personal investment in this future, in our future, in your future, in my future, in everybody's future. It is now. You hear me? You feeling me? You sensing me? You got me? Now? Later? Now. Okay. Okay. So I am just really excited to open up and answer any questions. I know that Reverend Gwen has some announcements, but before she gets to the announcements, let's continue on with some discussion or questions about right now, right here today, and positivity. Anything? Anything? Any comments? Any feelings? Any feedback?
Christine, you want to say something? Christine?
Well, it was perfect for me.
Yes.
Okay, Michelle, go ahead.
It was perfect for me because of stuff that's been coming up this week. And I loved it. And it was very overwhelming for me to be back in church again. I so missed this. And it was beautiful, a beautiful experience for me today. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your wisdom and your light, sister. Anybody
I really
else?
The suggestion of the cards
Yeah.
and a little it's kind of like a matching game that I would be playing with my granddaughter. Oh, cool.
Yeah,
So
it's so much fun. Oh, look at Gwen. I love it.
I just did it while you were talking.
Oh, fantastic.
I'll get started.
that's right.
Thank
That's cool.
you.
Yeah, so I really like that little tip. I hadn't heard that one before. I use Post-it notes all the time. Like my wall above my desk here is covered
And too.
with Post-it notes with little things that I've picked up along the way. But oh yeah. Okay, wow. Just wait a second, see if I can turn mine around.
Oh,
So yeah, and but I love the idea of the cards, and I'm thinking of finding a way to do them with like really simple words and little pictures that I can use with my grandkids. So I'm going to see what I can do with that. So thank you so much.
thank you so much.
Christine, you're unmuted. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, thank you so much for the reminder of the cards. Actually, it has reminded me that at some point I need to write, just to go to the supermarket and just buy myself a card, like for celebrating me, and just just telling myself something nice, like a birthday card, a congratulation card, because these are some of the things that we don't get them from people, but we can gift them to ourselves. So that has reminded me that I need to do that for myself. And also, when you talked about the positivity, I know sometimes the situation and the surrounding can be really negative, but the more we keep on saying positive things, it turns the negative, it keeps it's going away. So it was a good learning today. Thank you.
Being here. Are you up country? Oh, she froze.
Who are you asking, Gwen?
Christine was going back up to her dad. Are you up country with your dad?
I'm leaving tomorrow in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'll be in class, I think. Yeah. I
We'll see
leave
you
tomorrow.
Tomorrow. I wanted to say that your name comes up as Christ, and I love that, the Christ consciousness. I love it. Felista, do you have anything to share, sister?
Evening, everyone. Okay, it's evening on this side. Happy to connect this evening. How I keep myself positive is sometimes I'll have a vision board where I write the positive words that I'd like to remember, and I hang it up on my wall. I also like to connect with nature, so I'll take walks and think about all the positive things I could do, or I run. And so just doing small acts that make me feel, better throughout my day. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Who is IB?
Welcome. I don't know if you've ever joined us before, Felista.
Yes, I have joined you before, probably 2 or 3 times.
Yes,
Okay, good.
I recognize you, friend. Yes.
I do have a Felista, do you work on websites?
Yes.
Yeah, I've been looking for you for like 2 months.
Oh
I'm
my
flipping
God.
my book going, that's her. Your name's in my book. We have to talk.
Okay.
You should private message Michelle how to connect with you, Felisa. Is it Felista?
Yes, I'll do that right away.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
Well,
Fantastic.
this is perfect connection.
All right. Anne, how are you feeling today, sister? How are you feeling?
Hi, everyone.
Happy day.
Hi.
My internet is really wacky, but I think I've caught the question is, how do I keep myself positive?
Yeah.
I meditate. I try at least to meditate every day for at least 5 minutes. I have a gratitude moment during the day and just reflect. If it's in the evening, I reflect on the things that I'm grateful for that have happened that day. If it's in the morning, I look forward and I'm grateful for the things that are about to happen. I connect with friends and loved ones, play with my children. Those are some of the few things that keep me positive.
Thank you for sharing, Anne. That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Brian, are you open to share with us, friend?
Hi everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm actually on the road. I'd actually think I'd peep into the session today.
Oh, I'm so glad you did.
Yeah, me too. So how do I keep myself positive? My number one go-to is always music. So there's always music that tunes me up to a certain level of energy. So if I feel like I want to get into a party mood, there's music I listen to. If I want to get into a meditative mood, there's music specifically for that, and that has just worked perfectly for me for a long time.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Thank you. I love music too. Music changes me. And my kids always say, Mom, you say that there's a song for everything. They'll say, go walk the dog. I got to walk the dog. And I'll say, who let the dogs out? And like, there's a song for everything.
Exactly.
And you can dance around the living room like nobody's
I
watching.
know.
That even helps.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
There's a song for everything.
Everything. And it's all about love. Every song is about love, right? And I have
Right.
always said that every love song is about God. You can, and every love song is about the love you have for God and the love God has for you. So now when you listen to a love song, you're going to hear it in a whole other way. Even the bump and grind, guys, even the bump and grind is still God.
Wine and coach.
Patrick, how are you today, brother? How are you, Patrick?
I'm doing fine. I hope you can hear me.
We can hear you.
Yes, just like Brian, I also keep positive through music. And I'm a fan of country music.
Country? Go on. Go on. My mom loved country music.
Country music and our own Lingala. Lingala is music from Congo.
Oh, yes.
DRC, and all these. They really take you to some special heights. And one of the good thing about music, as you said, is that even if the music is, you don't have to play the music from a system. Music can come out from your own system, the mind, just like Reverend Barbara, you're always dancing out of the blues. So music can come in anytime. So music is one way that I keep positive. I also do affirmations, gratitude journal.
Thank you. Thank you, Patrick. I am always up in those ethers. I know.
It comes from the music comes down to us.
I don't let the naysayers pull me down. I keep standing up here and saying, come join me. It's nice up here. Come on.
All right.
Thank you, Patrick. Sherry, before you have to sign off, I want to catch you and see if there's anything you want to share.
Well, just one thing that came up today for me is when we were singing that song, how can anyone ever tell you you are anything less than beautiful? I actually worked with some middle schoolers and we were doing a little ceremony and it was dark and we had candles lit. And that song we sang, and it was so profound to these kids because it's not something we tell each other, right? So in that setting, it was just like a miracle. There was one young man that was not only crying, but he was like convulsive crying, the kind you never want to show anyone else. And I just think, what a beautiful thing to have that kind of love shown to you. It's you showing that kind of love to you, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
What a gift to teenagers where they're struggling with their identity anyways and maybe not feeling loved up. And oh yeah, that's
so
awesome.
thank you for using that song. It's beautiful.
Well, today it's for you. It's for all of us, but you are taking it all in today. It's for you, sister. And Reverend Claire, I heard you singing it loud and proud too. See, this is the part that we get to share that positivity. It's mine to claim and use, and now I get to share it, right? Mm-hmm. Talk to me, Reverend Claire. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. And I had two thoughts come up. One was when I was, before we closed and I was teaching our children, we always started by sharing a God quality. And one day, a little 7 or 8 year old boy shared the God quality of joyness. So I loved that. And I thought of that today as you were matching up your words.
Join
Join us. And I actually, as Sherry was talking about this song, I was thinking, I'm having some issues with a person in my life, and I've been really working on blessing that person every day. And today I thought about singing that song to that person and seeing the innocence and the sweetness in him instead of the anger and the frustration that he's been expressing and that has been affecting people that I love. So I thought of that too. I could sing that to myself, but I could also sing it to him today.
Yes. Oh, that's so beautiful. So beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. And Reverend Gwen, and you can even, you know, as you share what you gleaned today, if anything, you can also tell us what announcements are coming up. Reverend Pat, did you share? You did share. You showed us your affirmations.
Everybody share?
Everybody shared.
But everybody? You know, I resonate with Brian. There's times when I just feel like it's gloomy, and I kind of feel like, you know, this weight is on me, and I just go over and crank up some dance tunes. It's not country, Patrick, but not always. I have some country, but it's something that I really got to move to. And yeah, I dance in my living room, and I really don't care how I move. I just move and shake my body and get that energy shifting, because if you don't do something to shift that energy, it stays and it weighs you down. So thank you. And I loved these.
Yeah.
Gonna play with those a lot more. Thanks, Barb.
You're making up words. Joyly. I like that one. Joyly.
Oh, yeah, but it was supposed to go with lovely.
But I like Joyly.
I put this up accidentally. So yeah, why not? We're joyly down in my heart. So I have an announcement today. What I received in the mail, which was really, really like Christmas for me. And we have had beautiful attendance and success at getting a credit for classes. And so I have all these certificates to hand out. So I'm hoping on December 11th, our next Froggy Friday, we can do a little bit of a presentation of some kind to hand these out, because our students are tremendous, and they are all in, and they are very devoted. And look, this is a paper trail of that devotion.
Gwen, will you reach out to them individually and say, join us on this day?
Absolutely.
If you need a hand with that, you let me know.
You bet.
I also want to let you guys know.
On behalf of all the educators, some of you are here. Pat, myself, Barb, Michelle, Claire. I think Sherry, you were on the fringe of the teenagers. I mean, this is exciting. This is an accomplishment, and so we want to celebrate you. So December 11th, we will do some kind of celebration. We're also going to have a special guest from England on December 11th. So
Santa?
Stay tuned. You got to show up to find out who it is.
Santa's coming on Christmas Day. Also, here's another part of your announcements. On Christmas Day, Reverend Eileen Brunel will be sharing with you our church Christmas service. So we will see you there for that sharing as well. And Reverend Gwen and I, and I almost said Reverend Michelle, come on, plant that seed. Are in the midst of creating something for you in the new year, to a release. Reverend Connie always used to do a release, and so we're thinking Teze release combination, but we're working on all of those details, and we will let you know. We will keep you in the loop. So are you inspired?
Yes.
Are you uplifted?
Yes.
Are you fulfilled? Okay, take that energy and share it in the families, in the communities, in the villages, in your life. Take it with you everywhere you are, and know that you are so loved and adored and appreciated and valued. And we'll see you next Froggy Friday, December 11th, a special ceremony for certificates and a special speaker. And we will continue to shine and grow our community. I love us. I appreciate us. I adore us. Go forth and shine the love and light you are. Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings.
You can stop recording.
Thank you.